Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of the 2013 Mustang GT rebuild, otherwise known as Andy's car.
That's right. So we got a big list of stuff to do this week. We got a whole list of parts that we ordered last week. Those all came in, and it's about a mountain over here the size of me. And we got to get body panels off of the car and get those, get all the decals and stripes and stuff off of those, get them ready for paint, and then sent to Bodyman Mike. And we got wheels and tires that got to come off and get the new tires mounted on the front since those were bald and one of them had a hole punched in it. And then what parts we can get put on the car based on what we've got ready to go, we're going to go ahead and get those on. So I think that's our to-do list. Anything else?
I just hope that by the end of the week we can get it started.
That would be great.
That's it. Let's see what we can get done.
All right, we've got a lot of the parts ordered on the Mustang, and they should be coming in the next 2 or 3 days. They start arriving. I talked to Bodyman Mike, and he's going to paint the hood and both fenders and the bumper. And so I'm going to go ahead and get this hood off and be trying to remove this stripe for him so he doesn't have to mess with that. Got some, these few dents and scratches and stuff in here. But I'm going to use a heat gun and try to get that stripe to come off pretty easily, and then remove these fake hood pins. These are just stuck on there. So let's take this thing off and bring it inside. Alright, I've got the hood inside, and I started kind of messing around with this ghost stripe. I really like that ghost stripe. I wish he'd keep it that color. Up to him. Pretty nice. Anyway, I started messing around with how it peels off, and it looks like it's going to peel off really easy. I just peeled that up there, and let's see how it does. Started easy. Well, I'll work on it for a while and we'll see how it does.
A few moments later.
Okay, so that wasn't just horrible. The horrible thing is I'm thinking that I've got to do that over the entire car, the roof and the trunk and the back and the bumper and all that stuff. So yeah, we've got to get that all the way off the whole car unless he matches that stripe. So I've still got to get these fake hood pins off, but I will do that tomorrow night because it's getting late. Yeah, I got to load up some of these, the old tires to get the new tires put on the rims, the new tires, and this is that back rim that was, I don't know if we showed it in the video or not, but the back rim was pretty beat up. So I'm going to open this up and make sure that it is right before I take it. Let's see here. Very nice. Hey guys, it's almost dark. I'm supposed to take these body panels to Bodyman Mike tomorrow, and I still have to get them off. So I'm hoping I can do this before it gets dark. Now I remember from the other 13 that we worked on, this panel right here was a pain to get off. It seems like there was clips back in there that were really hard to get to, and hard to get it off without breaking it. So let's see what happens and try to do that first while we got light. And I know the fenders are easy to get off, so that's one of the other things we have to do. So let's see what we can get done. Okay, it started raining on me, so I could only get off one fender. So I got to remove that 5.0 badge right there, and that little piece right there, and that one will be ready. And I still have to get these fake hood pins off, so I'm going to try to use fishing line and get those off. And then here's the bad news. This piece right here, I knew it's going to be a problem, but almost every clip trying to get it out broke off the back. So I'm either going to have to find another one from a salvage yard or something that somebody got off that didn't break, or buy another one or something. And so I got to start looking for that. And the bad thing is I was going to take all this stuff to Mike tomorrow to start getting painted. So that's going to throw a monkey wrench and all that. So let's see what I can get down to. Well, it's the next morning, 5 o'clock the next morning. As you can still tell, I think you can tell, it's still raining. And I've got to get that other fender off, so I'm going to man up and get out there and get wet and get it off. Well, I got it off. It's a little more wet than I was before, but that's okay. So I'll dry this thing off and check it, see if I can find any dings or dents in it, mark them for Mike, which he'll check it too. But there's the 5.0 badge I got to get off, and that little piece down there, and then these babies are ready to load up.
So we've got some of our parts in that we ordered for the 2013 Mustang, and this is about half of them, believe it or not. So I'm just gonna run through these like it's Christmas morning and just start unwrapping them and checking them all out, make sure we don't have any damage. So we've got our front bumper corner mount here. Looks like it's in really good shape. And then underneath it is another one.
The other side.
All right, next one here. And a lot of these are plastic pieces too, so the boxes are very light. This is our air baffle. Big rubber and plastic piece.
Yeah, that was expensive, wasn't it?
I think this was like $50 or something for, I mean, literally it's a piece of plastic with some rubber on the back of
I
it.
had to buy that same thing for the other 13.
But this is OEM, we've got the Ford logo on it, so that's probably why it was so expensive. All right, onward. Okay, so this one, Dad said he opened this week to make sure that it wasn't crushed because the box wasn't in the best shape. And this is the condenser, so. So we got a box from LMR. There's a plastic piece in the bottom of the front bumper, where this is normally just a solid piece of plastic, but this one actually has the fog light cut out in there, and then you put them in there.
Oh, that's cool.
So.
And it's a kit, everything's in there?
Mm-hmm, yep, we got everything. The wiring's in here, the bulbs are in here. It's all. This would be the assembly.
Oh, sweet.
Ooh, fancy. This is the radiator. I think we got the radiator and the AC condenser from the same people, didn't we?
I don't remember. You can remember ours is just totally smashed right here. So that looks nice.
Yeah, it looks like it's in really good shape. So, gotta have a big radiator, cool big V8. Okay, we also got a box here from Roush.
Ooh, Roush.
And
that was expensive, little booger.
This was the second most expensive thing that we bought.
So the entire bumper was how much?
The entire bumper for this car was $220, I think. Yeah, a new bumper was $220, and this piece right here was $250.
So
it's got to be something big, right?
You better really, really like it.
This is the grill, and this was more expensive than the bumper. But in my opinion, this is the best looking grill that is made for this body style. It's really super clean, super retro. It's a cool looking, it looks very similar to the old 66 grill.
We just happen to have a 66 grill here.
So I like that a lot.
And all the trash.
It has a cool little groove cut in here, and this angle. A lot of the other ones that they have that are made that are cheaper than this, it just goes flat, and this it looks so much cooler to me. So, but piece of plastic, $250.
Man.
We have another one here. This should be our fan that someone broke.
Which shall remain nameless.
Yeah. But it looks like it's in good shape too. Packaging in these has been great so far.
Ooh.
Yeah, fancy. And a couple of them that I saw that were on eBay did not have this plug. It came without it, and you had to use the one that came with it. So I made sure and found one that came with the plug. We have. All right, let's see here.
Hey, be careful with all that. You're getting kind of wild opening these
I
packages.
think we'll be fine. Whoa!
So that's great.
Look
Packing.
at that fantastic packaging. And this one is broken too.
Oh, great.
Because they
Look at
packaged
that
it like
goofy
this.
packaging right there.
So we're going to be filing a claim on this and I guess getting a refund.
Oh, what is it?
It's the front bumper insulator pad. It's foam. So
It's that styrofoam piece that goes
Yep.
behind the bumper. All right, so we've got all of our parts that we're getting ready to work on today. We're going to switch over all the hardware from, fan, radiator, and condenser over to the new stuff and put it together as one unit in here, and hopefully it'll fit down in that hole. What do you think?
that would be the best option. Let's see if that happens or not.
And we got to remember to put, here, grab that bottle. Our mechanic that I'll take some stuff to told me to make sure I put an ounce of that in the condenser, and then he'll charge it up once we get it all finished. But he said put that in there. I guess that lubes all the parts, instead of just putting the Freon in there. It's got to have oil in there with it. So
It's low viscosity.
yeah.
12 seconds later.
Okay, so we've got this conglomeration all put together here. So it just sits down in those grommets down in the frame right here on these. And we'll set it in and start hooking up our hoses, get all our stuff plugged back in, and hopefully start getting some antifreeze put back in. Oh, you gotta remember the oil, refrigerant oil. Just go right in here, 1 ounce. Okay, so I want to get these lower hoses on first while I still got room. Hopefully. Now we'll go get us some channel locks.
All right, we got it. I had to put the camera down, but it was worth it in the end.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get these coolant lines put back up, and we need to put a little bit of that refrigerant oil on the O-rings.
What did our mechanic say it did? It did for it?
Let's just keep it lubed up, make sure the O-rings are flexible.
Gotta have your O-rings flexible, everybody.
Yeah.
No one likes a unflexible O-ring.
And then once we get all this done, we have to take it to him and have him charge the system. All right. And this is the fan plug. goes right here.
One eternity later.
All right, well, so that took some effort and some persuasion with some silicone around the edge of that to get that to slide on there, but I think we got it in, so.
All right, so now we'll put this hose back on, which has a really weird connector. If anybody's ever seen one of those, I never had.
You just pop that on there like that, and then it just like pushed in that piece of.
Like that, and then you just snap that, and it's on.
If all connectors were that easy, that'd be great. It's a good design. I put the edge of the hose back on the radiator.
And where you're up here where you can see it, it's not as bad.
Right. Beautimous. All right.
Okay, all the wires are hooked up. This goes right here. Man, I hope that fan plug is in there right. If not, we're going to be taking all this right back off. And this goes here.
What happens if we're using regular hose clamps for all these? Why do they have to be these weird?
These right here hold the radiator top in place. This also has to go up. This needs to go on. You know, clean that before we do it.
So we've got 2 of our gallon jugs worth of antifreeze dumped into this thing, and it's gotten to the point now where it's not really going down much anymore, so we're going to go ahead and start it up and let it get circulating, and then we're going to put in the rest of it and check for leaks and make sure everything's running smoothly with that, and then listen to the glorious sound of the Borla exhaust.
Yeah, when the thermostat opens up, it'll start letting that antifreeze suck down into the rest of it, and we'll check for leaks and all that while it's working. So we'll get to hear it here. Let's do a cold start. Okay, guys, so we ran the motor out there for a long time, got the temperature up to where we started getting the antifreeze circulated, and the fan would not kick on. Wouldn't kick on. So we went back up under there and pulled the wire off of the fan, which is just plugs on both ends. And this is the aftermarket fan wire. This is the Ford fan wire. And if you look at the plug, I don't know if you can see it, how thick the wall of this plastic is on the left and how thin this is here. Well, the plug will not go in all the way on this aftermarket one. So what we have to try to do now is to file down the inside of this with a little Dremel file and try to make this wall thinner so that the plug will go on. And if that won't work, then we're gonna take these wires off here and replace this whole section on this section and solder that back in so that we have the correct plug. And that's what you run into when you buy, you don't buy OEM stuff. So we bought an aftermarket fan, and so that's what happens. So remember that.
All right, what a beautiful sight to see. So let's tell them what we did.
Well, let's show them. We showed them the problem with the plug. So what we did is we changed the plug from the old destroyed fan. We put this little little unit that's got the thermostat on it, and cut it off and put new ends on it and made it mount with the plug for the new unit. And so we made one good unit out of two different ones because Taiwan people don't know how to make a plug to fit an American car. Sorry. I meant that in the nicest way, as Paul would say.
So we now have a functioning fan there on the front end, and I think that's about all the mechanical stuff we have left on this, isn't it? Are we done?
I don't know of any other mechanical stuff. Everything else is body panels and that one, the strut.
Well guys, we got a lot done this week. We got the new AC condenser and the radiator and the fan put in the engine bay, got it all installed, got it all working right. Had to splice a couple things together, but we got it functioning the way it should. And got the radiator to take coolant and got that all filled up and ready to go. And
We let it run for a while also. The temperature ran up right, and the fan kicked on at the right temperature when it's supposed to. So that's a pretty good day. So everything is ready for body panels. So hopefully in the next episode you'll see body panels getting put on, and hopefully this week coming up we'll be getting wheels and tires back. And so there's not really anything difficult left. It's just waiting on people to get their parts done. So
we got the AC condenser that needs to be filled up and recharged by our mechanic buddy, and I think that's about it.
Yep. So if you enjoyed the episode, give us a thumbs up and comment down below. We really appreciate that, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Peace out. And always remember, don't retire it if you can rebuild it. See you guys next week. Thanks so much guys for tuning in and watching this week's episode of Rebuild It. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any awesome content. Have a good one.